Hello and welcome to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff and I am the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. This is episode 64. I actually remembered this time. Yay! That was very exciting. So welcome to the podcast, and I just had a moment. I think the microphone's working. Okay. It looked really weird. Hopefully it's working. And you guys can hear me. So anyway, hi, welcome. It's good to be podcasting again. I'm podcasting this week. Yay! Things are getting to seem a tiny bit more normal, which is very nice. My hair is a wreck, as you can see, because I went to the gym again this morning. I'm so sore. My at-home workouts and walking around the block did not keep my strength up, apparently, because I am wiped out after going to the gym just twice this week. And I did one at-home workout, and then we went to the gym twice. So yeah, hair's a mess. But anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm distracted, and I don't know why. I don't even know what I'm distracted about. I haven't had enough coffee yet. I've had too much coffee. I don't know. I spilled this coffee, bringing it over here. So, fun fact for you. Let's see. Let's get started. Okay. No finished objects. Oh, crap. I have something I need to go get. It's a work in progress. Holding it behind my back. Okay, now I have it. There we go. Okay, so first off, I don't have any finished objects, but I've been knitting off and on this week. Not a ton. Honestly, I've just been busy here at the shop and getting stuff done at the house as well. We've had a lot of house maintenance stuff that we've had to do, either us or having people come over and fix the sprinkler system because it wasn't working right, and just piddly stuff. So I've been a little bit busy with that this week. I really don't know where I was going with that. So anyway, I will show you last week's finished object again, simply because it's pretty. So this is the Susan Joy shawl, and this is knit out of our custom colorway from Diane of Suburban Stitcher called Fun Fun Fun. The reason I'm showing this again is we still have the yarn available for pre-order. This is the slub on Fun Fun Fun. If you want to pre-order it, you can do that on our website, or just shoot me an email or give me a phone call saying you want to reserve some of those skeins. We should be getting our order probably next week. I doubt it'll arrive. Today's Thursday, I think. Yeah, I don't think it'll arrive this week. It might. I don't know. Sometimes UPS is weird. Sometimes they take forever. Sometimes they're like that. So maybe the end of this week, probably next week. But that's when it should arrive, and we can get those shipped out to you, or you can come pick them up, whatever your preference is. Quick housekeeping note too about the shop. So, like I said, we're kind of getting back to normal. Obviously, the shop is open 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. However, good news, because I know some of you guys prefer our normal hours. We will be starting on a limited kind of a trial basis here, normal hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. beginning tomorrow, Friday, which is the 22nd, I believe. So 10 a.m. to almost said 10 to 2. No, 10 to 5 Friday and Saturday. As long as we have the business, we're going to keep doing that, or else the activity and people coming into the shop. We're going to keep up those normal hours from now on. If we get a big slowdown again, like we had the past couple weeks, we will have to reduce the hours again. However, I don't see that being the case because business is slowly but surely increasing as far as traffic coming into the shop. So, that being said, since we are opening back up to normal hours of 10 to 5, we will also be bringing back, starting tomorrow, Friday, our sit and stitch. Now, it will be a little bit different than normal. We're not piling everybody up on the couch, just because, you know, this new, I don't even want to call it new normal. Anyway, that's beside the point. So, we are going to basically split up the group, and we're going to have a few people around the table in here where I'm sitting. We can be nicely social distanced or physical distanced. We can also have some chairs around the periphery if you don't need to be at the table with all of your stuff. So we're going to have some people in here, and then we will have a few people in the front, because on the big couch we can have one person on each end and still keep good spacing, and then we can spread out a few more chairs. So it won't be one giant big scrunched in group like we used to have on Saturday mornings and stuff, but we can make it work, that's for sure. I know a lot of you guys are anxious to have that little bit of normalcy, or maybe you need to get away from your family or your kids or whatever. But feel free to come and hang out with us. If you are more comfortable during sit and stitch wearing a mask, by all means do what makes you comfortable. Absolutely. I still ask that everyone sanitizes their hands when they come in. That's definitely a big deal. And then mask wearing is up to you. It is not something that we mandate here at the shop. Obviously, when you're shopping in here, be respectful of everyone's distance and keep that separation. And we are still keeping up with all of our in-depth cleaning protocols. So if you use one of the shopping baskets, it's thoroughly sanitized in between each customer. The iPad is wiped down after everyone touches it. We tried using a stylus. The stylus thing doesn't work. Half the time it doesn't register on the iPad, and it's just, people are so used to using their finger nowadays. So I just wipe that down after every use. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm hyper, maybe? I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see people back in the shop. It makes me so happy. It really does. I am a introverted extrovert, if you will. I need some quiet time, but too much quiet time and me time? I gotta have me some people. So, I'm excited for peopling again. So excited. Okay. So, moving on. Hopefully we'll see you. If you're not comfortable coming, I totally understand. We're still continuing curbside service. So if you are wanting that, when you place your order, just select in-store pickup, and in the notes section, or give us a call, text, email, whatever, just say when you're gonna come by and pick it up, and I will run it out the door to curbside for you. Not a problem. And we're obviously still doing shipping, and we are offering free shipping on orders over $75 if you're not local or just prefer to have your yarn shipped directly to your door. It's certainly easy and convenient, that's for sure. If you want it wound, just put that in the notes or send us an email right after you place the order, and we will get it all wound up for you as well. Not a problem. There's no extra charge for winding services as well. Okay, now we're going to go on. It's been 9 minutes already. And actually get into the knitting stuff. So, let me just move this. Uh-oh. Okay. Just messed all that up. We should be good now. So, as you know, I have been knitting on the satellite shawl. Pretty sure I shared this. Oh, I'm in the middle of a row again. Darn. Okay. Anywho, you can see, ta-da! It's so fluffy, so light. I love it. Really, really love it. So the yarn is estate fingering. It is. But it's Red Stag fiber, estate fingering in the colorway Pine, which is the main forward color. And then the Surrey stripes are Kelvin Grove, Passport, and Gilded, all in the Castle Surrey base. So I've been working on that. That's a fun one. It doesn't really take hardly any brain power. Basically, you're just repeating 3 styles of sections as you go, and so it's very nice. You're just increasing really on one side. So it does have small sections of brioche, but they're small. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 row repeats, and you're not doing any brioche decreasing. You're only doing a brioche basic 2-stitch brioche increase. So it's a very easy one if you're kind of new to brioche, or I've done brioche but you're like, I need a little refresher course, but I don't want to do a whole big brioche project. You know, you've got just these little rows of brioche with a little increase, and then in between there's nice big sections of garter stitch, so kind of a little bit of a break for those that want to dabble in brioche but not do a huge brioche project. Okay, what else? Then I have, I did work quite a bit on this actually over the weekend, I suppose. Gosh, over the weekend we went down the rabbit hole of watching gardening videos, which was fascinating to say the least. I've dropped a stitch. Yeah, it was really cool watching all of these gardening videos that we were watching on YouTube. Anyway, while we were doing that, what is on this? It's like something spilled in my bag and got the yarn crusty. It'll wash out. Okay, it'll block out. So here is my Sandoval. You can't even really see it. Ta-da! So I'm on, this whole section is the 3rd chart. So I'm just a little over halfway through the 3rd chart. So just a little reminder, the background color yarn is Red Stag fiber, estate fingering, I'm calling everything estate fingering, Estate Decay, and Her Majesty's Navy. However, it's a batch of Her Majesty's Navy that was a little too light, so Her Majesty's Navy is darker than this, and if you see it in the shop, it's quite a bit darker. And I've got something in my eye. Oh gosh. Okay. Wow. Anyway, Her Majesty's Navy in Estate Decay, and then I have Spin Cycle, Dream State, as the contrast color in the neutral one. Stay ready, stay right, stay ready, I think. What else? Okay, then I have I have not worked on this hardly at all, but I have my Herrera top, which is my linen top that I'm doing. Drop stitches on this too. My gosh. You know, I really should buy these things called stitch stoppers that I sell in my store. But I don't. There it is. That's my Herrera. Yeah, there's nothing much to see there. Literally have like 3 rows. Anyway, this. So, I asked on Instagram a question, a poll basically. Okay, if I were to do a Love Note store sample, I gave 2 color options, a red and then like a pinky purple, very obnoxious color. And at first it was kind of close, and then it was overwhelming that I should do the pink and purple, and then when I reposted it, there was a bunch of people that said red. But I still feel there was more people that said I should do the pink and purple because that's so not me. And it's specifically a store sample. Y'all know I wouldn't wear it. I really have no interest either in wearing the Love Note personally. It's just not my style, but it's a very popular pattern, and I'd like to have a store sample of it for people to see, get inspired by, etc. Plus, it's a great way because you use a fingering and a mohair. How you can see fingering and mohair can change the color dynamic of your yarn, how it will feel, etc. And I mean, I have a few things that you kind of can see that, but I think this pattern really is good for showing that. That being said, I decided, okay, I'll go ahead and do the obnoxious pink and purple. So that is the yarn. So this is the fingering. And then instead of doing a true mohair, I decided to do the alpaca blue clay. The alpaca boucle from Hedgehog that we just got in, which is a great mohair alternative. So you can see here, it has the little boucle loops. You can kind of see. So it doesn't shed like mohair, which is really nice. It's not quite as fuzzy as a regular mohair, but it's still pretty darn fuzzy. So I started the pattern and I cranked all this out in one night. Now, bear in mind the pattern calls for a size 10 needle. I should have automatically known right then and there, I knit loose. Especially on larger needles, I tend to knit really loose. Don't know why. I should go down to a 9. Did I do that? No. Also, did I do I just lost the word. Provisional cast on? No, I did not. Do I plan on doing one? No. It is a very, very rare occasion that I will do a provisional cast on. Anywho, I knit through halfway, like through the beginning and halfway through the chart. Not halfway through like the whole chart, because you repeat the chart like 4 or 5 times, or 3 or 4 times, something like that. I was like halfway through the first time of the chart. It's basically like one tiny little motif. And I looked at it. I was like, this looks terrible. I hate it. It's disgusting, etc. So I texted a picture to a knitting friend of mine. I was like, do I hate it because I hate this color so much? Or is it because the gauge is really too loose and sloppy for my liking? Or because I don't like this pattern? Or all of the above? Or does this really just not work? And she's like, no, it does work as far as the colors go together, because they're more her colors. It's like, no, they really do work well. But she definitely agreed that my gauge was way looser than, because she's knit this sweater before, than hers was. And what, did I measure the gauge? No, I didn't. But way looser than the pattern, and what the pattern called for. And that she agreed it looked sloppy. So I've already pulled it off the needles. I haven't ripped it out yet. I'll show you. But I am going to rip this out and recast on a size 9. And I think what I need to do is work on, this is going to sound weird coming from me, but work on this one slower. And the reason I say that is when I have a tendency with larger needles, because larger needles, to go fast. The faster I go, the looser my gauge is. So when you look at this, okay, there it is. Ta-da! Barf pink and purple. But when you look at this, you can really see the row gauge discrepancies. Like, that row is really tight, this one is really loose, and just like these little things. So for me, I think I need to just not crank it out, but just go a little bit slower so that I keep a good tension and gauge. I mean, you can see here the little bit of a lace. It's kind of cute. Kind of see the pattern coming, but yeah. Anyway, for those pink and purple lovers, you're gonna love it. It is gonna look different as I go down in gauge because it will not look quite as sloppy. But yep. It's just so pink. Anyway, I'm going to redo that. The pattern is very easy, very well written. I've got nothing against the pattern. It's just not my style. I am thinking I'm going to modify it. And the pattern is written as a cropped, or you have a regular length and a cropped length. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with this? And I'm going to do the cropped length, but rather than doing the full length sleeves, I'm actually thinking I would normally, if I was going to knit for me, I'd do 3/4. But I think I'm going to do like a little cap sleeve on it. Make it a little more summery because it's bright and fun colors. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I think doing that, I can squeak it out with a 1 skein. Because I really don't want to bust into a second skein. That's just me. Because if I go into a second skein, I'm not going to use hardly any of it. And then I have a bunch of this left over, which, you know, will never get used. So anyway, that's my works in progress. So let me get my words going correctly and show you a few things that are new into the shop that I haven't shown before. We got in the Unleash by Soak, which is the limited edition Ravelry scent. I will say, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's definitely a more fruity scent. It reminds me, and I've told this to almost everyone who smells it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so true. It's very nostalgic to me because this smells like the old, gosh, like White Rain, VO5 fruit smoothie shampoos and conditioners that you could get like in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's what it smells like to me, like those fruity shampoos and conditioners. So if you want some nostalgia and like that kind of fruitiness, it's almost got a little hint of melon too. This is perfect for you. We got a restock on our stitch marker flights, so you get a sampling of all of those stitch markers. Those are actual sizes right there. You get you get 25 of each of each of these styles. So then we have a restock of our Texas stitch gauge. And then we got in this for the first time. I don't know if you can quite see that. They're on the website. This is our rare breeds. So you have, it's kind of blurry up there, but you have a stitch marker for Jacobs, for Leicester long wool, Santa Cruz, Gulf Coast, Romdale, and Lincoln long wool. So the rare sheep breeds on stitch markers, which is really cool. And then this was the local yarn store day stitch marker collection for 2020. And so it has on here basically like yarn cakes, scissors, snips, like all of your little tools, crochet hooks, tape measures, needles, a little sock being knitted, all of your little tools. So this is a really fun collection as well. So we do have those available still. And then this is super fun and handy. So you can see on here like 25, 50, 75, 100, 100, 100. So these are little counting stitch markers. So if you're counting for a project, either when you cast on or you need to count, 100 and something odd stitches to separate for sleeves or something like this, you can throw these on as you're counting, and you don't have to like remember. So these are just super cool, and they're fun and bright colors, and they're really lightweight because they're the acrylic. Also, we have our t-shirts still available. I have almost every size still available, from extra small all the way through 4XL. So these are the t-shirts. This is a large. You can see it be quite large for me. But that is the shirts. We have those still available. We can ship those, or we have them if you come into the shop. And then I want to show you some Red Stag fiber yarn that we have back in stock. Some restocks of colors that we haven't had in a little while, and a new base as well. So this is Gorm. We haven't had this one in a little while. It's a little bit lighter than the Lock colorway, kind of between Lock and Key, and a little more tonal. We also got, that one was on Estate Fingering. We have it on a couple other bases too. Got some more Gilded in. This one happens to be on Cottage Sock. We got restock of Antique Leather, everyone's favorite. We restocked it on DK and Fingering. Reach over here. Oh, yeah, this is Antique Leather on Cottage Sock. We have Jewel of the King back on Estate Fingering and Cottage Sock. This was used in a pattern by Amy B. Stitched, a crochet shawl pattern that's been very popular. So if you've been looking for that, it made it, I think, all the way to number 2 on Top Ravelry for crochet, and it was in the top 10 for overall patterns. So if you're interested, we have that in stock. You need 3 skeins for that crochet pattern. Then we have plenty in stock. And if we run out, we take special orders. So this is Provincial. We haven't had this in a long time, but this is a really fun one of Josh's varieties. Variegateds, Provincial, and Coyote is back. So love this one. And then this is like a little accident that happened, but we only have 2 of these. They're a one-of-a-kind red. So this is more orange than Great Hall, because Great Hall is more of a blue-based red. This is definitely an orange-based red. This has some really pretty dark spots that are close to Passport, but not quite as dark. But I only have 2 skeins of this, so this is a really rich rust color, like super rich. So if you want that, grab it. Oops, sorry. And way darker than Red Stag, because Red Stag, it's kind of on that orangey base tomato red that Red Stag is, but much darker. Dye pot accidents sometimes are very, very happy. We also restocked Daucus. So we used to have Daucus like right in the beginning when Josh started dyeing up yarn, and then sold out, and I kind of forgot about it. So Daucus is the yak base. So it's a 70% merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. And it's dark, so look just how rich these colors come out. So this is Royal Mantle, like super dark and rich. This is Gorm. Look how rich. And see the comparison. Just because this base is naturally so much darker, it's not like a white base to begin with, it's a dark gray. It just deepens all the colors. Her Majesty's Navy is like almost black. It's so pretty. And this is French Waistcoat. Love it. And it's such a soft, drapey base too. This is Red Stag. This is the color we used in the Stone Crop Cardi. We used the Daucus sock in Red Stag. This is Welsh Mantle. Welsh Mantle, you know, normally is like a red-based brown, and it turns out almost chocolate on the Daucus, which is really cool. This is Jewel of the King, super rich, just gorgeous. And this is Antique Leather. So, comparison again. It's not as bright, it's a bit darker. It's really pretty. Oh my gosh, my phone is just going crazy. So then our new base that we have is a 50% silk, 50% camel. So it has a naturally golden undertone, and it's just so soft because of the silk and the camel. Camel super soft. So camel, if you've worked with alpaca and enjoy working with alpaca, as far as the halo goes of alpaca, camel is very similar to that. It's just a more luxury. So this is English Rose on the camel, and camel is $41 a skein. This is Gloss. This is Gilded, and it's so shiny. It literally looks like gilded gold. It's so pretty. This is Red Stag. This is Scottish Thistle. I love this one. It's like mauvey. This is French Waistcoat. And this is England. Oh, this is Daucus. I was about to say I just did English Rose, but you can see the difference. English Rose. And then in real life, it'd be somewhere in the middle. Not quite as warm as this, but just pretty cool. So that's everything I have to share today. It's not a super long podcast, so I hope you enjoy. If you want up-to-date updates on the shop, be sure and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, sign up for our email newsletter on the website, and we look forward to seeing you in the shop or seeing your online orders come through. Feel free to write a note, say hi, send us an email, all the things. So thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye-bye.